Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Yeah, let's just get onto the review for that. Actually, the first song, Candy, we obviously watched it and he had a video, and I thought that's the first thing when I listened to it, because we heard it just quickly again, and I said it's probably the best choice for like a promotional single.
Yeah.
And it's a good taste of, it's a good like starter to what's to come in the EP.
I have to say, not to do any jumping around, but I think Popping could have been a potential run in for a promotional track.
You will not believe what I wrote for Poppy.
Really?
Yeah, you will not be. I'm not gonna spoil it yet.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I actually my second contender would have
be
been
Popping.
Popping.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
so weird. You actually think for real?
100%. That's what I put here.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow, we really didn't match in that one.
We didn't, I guess.
So yeah, so I thought Candy was probably a best promotional one in my opinion. Popping maybe could have been, I don't know. Maybe with a video I would have felt differently about it. But
I thought the video was super nice as well. I think the video embodies the whole album really well.
I thought the choreography made the video.
True, but but that's what I think. I think the whole album has a very strong choreo idea.
Say,
If you think about it,
you as a dancer, would you like to dance to all of those songs?
I actually believe all of those tracks have tons of dance potential in a very what's it called, R&B type way.
Sorry, it's just the camera.
No, I know.
It didn't come off. Because I'm on point. Yeah, so you were saying that you would love to dance to that.
Any of those songs, yeah, definitely.
Right.
What was the rest of it?
Then I had the next one was Are You Riding?
Oh, so good.
I said like this is really where, well obviously it's only second track, but only the second track, but I thought this is really when things start to get really interesting for me. Because for someone who likes R&B, this would be, you go Candy, right? And it's like, okay, it's commercial but good. It's like a little taste. You get little weird chord progressions, a bit of those sevenths that he likes to do. That are very Baekhyun actually, or very
They are.
EXO.
They're very SM,
SM
when
actually,
you
yeah.
think about it, yeah.
And then you go to Are You Riding and you're like, oh, okay, this is good. This is really interesting. And I said you start to understand the whole vibe of the project.
Yes.
And the more you listen, I feel like Are You Riding, the more you listen to that song, the more you'd fall in love with it.
I agree. I actually, in my first listen, my first impression of the song, I wrote here that was dope rhythmical singing lines, and it was very Chris Brown like in certain parts.
It was a little actually, and even the title's very Chris Brown.
It's
isn't
true.
It?
Are you
Yeah,
writing?
yeah.
Oh, so true.
Yeah.
And then I also said that it had very nice overlapped vocals, so the arrangement of the vocals itself was very nice because they had it had some layered vocal backing vocals like ahs and oohs in the background that were layered, and they were really harmonic, and the main singing line was just nicely rhythmically placed. So yeah, it was nicely arranged. I thought that was a really cool track.
It's a unique R&B though. The way the Korean industry does R&B, it's slightly different to how American R&B or UK R&B kind of functions. And we've also noticed now that we're slowly dipping our toes into French music, right? R&B in France also does seem to have a different vibe.
Yeah, different thing. Yeah.
So it is very interesting that, hence why Feature Friday, it's the whole point of Feature Friday is to feature different artists and different countries
genres,
and different
yeah.
genres. So it's really interesting that if you go to different geographic locations, you were gonna get the same genre but different versions of it.
It's very interesting. It's like meeting a piece of the country's mind through music.
A little, yeah.
So cool.
But they do have recurring themes.
Of course,
The
yes.
R&B does seem to be more about love.
And not only that, but sound-wise and rhythms.
Beat production, yeah.
Beat production, it kind of falls in the same alignment, twitched and adjusted to fit the audience in the country. I suppose that that goes because that just needs to be that way for it to be appealing in the country, I suppose.
Of course, yeah. It's their market, isn't it?
Absolutely. But there is like a a congruent idea that the new R&B is kind of like atmospheric. Is that more about a vibe and a feeling, rather than what it could perhaps be portrayed. Thank you so much. Perhaps be portrayed on, say, UK R&B.
Yeah.
It's a bit more atmospheric, I would say.
It is. I think Korean R&B does go into. It does focus more than any other type of R&B, I think, into creating cadence and ambience.
Yeah.
Like it feels more like you're walking into a room rather than you're putting headphones on.
Yes, and they create this whole space for you.
Yeah.
It's very
So
cool.
Are You Riding was good. Then I said Bungie, or how he pronounces it, like Bunjay. It's really cool. He does pronounce it Bungie normally in some bits. And then I said
So bougie. Bougie.
And then I said great beat production. Melody is really, really, really good. Use of English is really well done. It actually adds fluidity to the song. It felt the right moments to use English on. It didn't feel like let's use English here because we have an international audience.
Yeah.
And then I said the pronunciation of Bungie, I actually said it's cool as hell. And it reminds me a bit. That song actually reminds me a bit of UN Villager. You know how
yeah,
he pronounces
things.
Yeah,
in
he pronounces
his way.
it. So I said overall great song.
I said it's super easy to listen to. It fits the previous two songs really well.
Yep.
The beat production is super consistent and atmospheric. I think that's my word of the week.
Compared to the other previous tracks, you are right. They do fit like all three atmosphere wise really well. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. And I said that it had some lovely piano runs that made it sound super jazzy in a very modern way.
It was jazzy.
But it wasn't, though. The core of the song was not meant to be jazzy, but the musical arrangements that they put throughout the song and the vocal riffs with the piano runs that were playing on sevenths and sixths and playing on those fourths, it kind of gave that jazzy feel that was really nicely placed in between the bridge and the finale of the song.
Like tweaks.
Yeah, and they just tiny little details that just bring out a different color to the song, and I thought it was really fresh and interesting.
What do you call that? Do you remember those old school keyboards that you would press and then you had this thing? They go like that?
Oh, synthesizers.
No, but this. Okay, what would you call if you were to add that effect to something?
Oh, I didn't know.
You're adding a different twang, that different.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's
like
what that song had.
Yeah.
It's sort of like if it was going in a straight line, right towards the end of the song, it started just going a different direction.
Shifting.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like it came out of nowhere. Those jazzy arrangements, they didn't come out of nowhere. They were very fitting to the song, and they were nicely placed in between verses and things throughout the whole song. So it seemed just very natural to have a little.
Yeah, it's like when
moment.
you do a guitar chord and then you pull the note.
Or you have a wah-wah pedal.
Yeah. So that it gave me that sort of thing. You're right. I didn't forget about that. It did have that bit of a jazzy.
A run to it. Yeah.
Twang. I like that word. It's a bit loaded.
My word this week is atmospheric.
This literally felt like the video. Every time when I was listening to each song, it felt like I was going into the arcade room. It felt like I was going
very
to
neon lights and
colorful.
Very 90s kind of vintage. But with a very fresh, natural sound that's
Bright.
really in right now.
Yeah.
It was very cool. I didn't think I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics, but I didn't think the language was anything influential here whatsoever. I thought it was it gave that natural charm of Korean language on its core, because it's a very charming and rhythmical language, but it didn't play an indispensable part, if you know what I'm saying. Like, it's not
lyrics
like,
wise.
Yeah.
Right, see.
Like, I wasn't, I know that their lyrics are good from core. I just know they are. But I just thought the whole album was just easy to listen to without really it's a no-brainer. That's what I'm trying to say.
Without knowing Korean.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
It's just a no-brainer. And I think that's so important, because sometimes you listen to a foreign song, a song that is not in your language or a language that you can't understand, and you kind of think, but I'm missing something because I don't understand what they're saying.
I see.
In this album, that didn't play.
You didn't feel like that?
No, I felt like this is great music. I can listen to
Interesting.
it anytime at any moment.
I wonder if that's because we're getting more used to listening to Korean speaking music and stuff like that.
I don't think so because I feel like that with certain artists, certain
well.
career artists that I'm listening to the stuff and I'm thinking, oh, it's true. That's what they talk about. And in this album, it's music and
Yeah.
the core of it all is fantastic.
Yeah, I do find it difficult when we do sort of reviews like this, where, you know, for the sake of YouTube's blocking us, it's we don't listen to it with you or look at the lyrics while we're listening to it on camera, because I find it really hard to quote on the review because I obviously know how to spell Korean.
Yeah.
So I do find it hard, but I was checking out some of the lyrics, and it's very I'm trying to think of a better word than delightful lyrics because it's too weird of a pun because it's obviously the name.
True, I forget about that.
But it was literally very tasteful lyrics, you know. Then we go on to Ghost or Popping. No,
Popping.
Underwater. We go
Underwater.
Underwater. And I said, actually, at that point, all those three songs, I delight to listen to everything so far.
Yep.
I said Underwater, my favorite song so far of the album.
Oh my god, same. Ditto.
Yeah. I said, if you love R&B, language doesn't matter. Literally the point you were making before. This is a must. Cadence, vibe, beat, everything feels great.
I just wrote Underwater, my fave. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say about it. It was just so great. There's that whole muffled sound, like underwater feel to it. It was very nice because it wasn't pushed. You know, sometimes when you get that muffled a beat sound that people put, like bass is muffled just to give you that underwater or like enclosed spaces type of atmospheric sound,
Which can sound sometimes claustrophobic.
and not only that, but it's kind of pushed and it comes too far forward, like it's like way too far front on the track itself, so it kind of takes away the whole experience of the song,
Right.
because you're too concentrated on the like ambient sounds of the song itself. So I really liked how they played it because it was there, it gave you that floaty underwater feel, but it didn't overpower the song and the core of the idea of that song specifically. So I thought it was really nice. It's my favorite song and I stand by that.
Me too. That's my favorite song of the album at that point so far.
No, overall I think
Yeah?
and okay, yeah, keep going. Yeah, I know where you're going.
I think you both chose I think we both chose the same one.
I think I know where you're going.
And we
with
weren't,
this.
just so
Yeah,
you know, we don't really talk while we're listening to it. Especially not on this one. Sometimes we do talk a lot. But,
Yeah, but
we just
this
sort of say
one-
weird comments like this and this. But we don't really talk like we converse here because we want to save our thoughts for you guys too. So, you know, it's obviously...
verbal vomit here.
Yeah. And also, I just feel it's more genuine.
Yeah, same.
Because sometimes you don't always have a companion to listen to music.
Exactly. And then you have your thoughts, and then when you come to your best friend or something, then you talk about it.
Sup people, if you're a dancer. Sup people, if you're watching this and you're a rapper or a beat producer,
A singer, a ghostwriter, or even just somebody who likes new music.
and this is for you.
Feature Friday is the show where we make new music every week featuring your tracks, your raps, your lyrics, or yourself as an artist.
There's no catch. This isn't one of those weird posts where you click on the website and you're trying to order AirPods and they say it's free and then you have to pay like $100,000 million for shipping. This is completely free. We understand how difficult it is in the music industry to get seen, and there's so many amazing rappers and singers and beat producers out there. So this is just a place to showcase your skills. We showcase our skills. We make music every week, which we love doing anyways. We get to show new artists to new people and new people to new artists.
So if you'd like to get featured next, message me here on Instagram or email me, and we will get in touch pretty soon.
Please do it fast because a waiting list is forming and we don't want anyone waiting around. Keep scrolling by.
See you Friday!
Peace!
Bye-bye!